Hola muchachos, aquí tengo un video que habla de los pronombres. And so we're going to talk about pronouns and what we call object pronouns. We've seen pronouns before, right? We know what a pronoun is. It's when we replace a name with another word, such as instead of repeating Gary, at some point we change that to he. Once we know that's who we're talking about. So he is an example of a pronoun. We're talking specifically here about object pronouns. An object pronoun is when we're talking about someone receiving an action from someone else. So I'll give you an example. So I is a subject pronoun, right? I give you a candy, right? So there's an example of a sentence where we have an action that's one person is doing to another. The action is giving, and here is the object pronoun. This is the pronoun of the person who is receiving the action. Okay, so we talked last week about these phrases: me gusta, me interesa, me aburre. Me is the object pronoun for me or to me. When I am receiving some type of action. We also saw the example, we saw it mostly when we saw sentences that are questions being asked. We saw te gusta. So one thing that we want to see is what this means is not I, right? What it means is to me, because I am the one receiving the action. So if you gave me a candy, we would use me, me. Okay, and then to you. Now we want to add a couple of our pronouns here. I'm going to move this down so we can see. So the other most obvious one here would be nos gusta, and you could probably guess which pronoun this is referring to, which subject we're referring to. In this case, we're talking about nosotros, right? Nosotros. And we have two more. And just like we saw with our possessive adjectives, if you remember back, that would be su and sus, right? All of these will refer to a bunch of different possible subjects. And so we will almost always need to identify who is receiving the action in particular. And I'll show you how to do that. And so our other two are le and les. The easy way to remember this is le refers to, we would use with any person that is one person. Okay, we're never going to use this with multiple people. Instead, what this is going to be, it can be él. So if he is receiving the action, it could be ella. If she is receiving the action. One other option here is the usted form, right? If you are receiving the action and you are formal, we would use le. And then if any other subject that's singular is receiving that action, then we're going to use le. Same goes for les, except obviously with plural. So in this case, it would be ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay. So any of these situations where we have something that's plural, that is receiving some type of action, we're going to use les. So we would see me gusta for me, te gusta for you, nos gusta for nosotros, right? If we are receiving some type of action, le for someone that is singular, le for someone's who are plural, we'll use les, as in a ellos, a ellas, a ustedes. I'll show you some examples here in the next video if you want to check those out.